Hey guys, welcome back, John Megacycle here for an episode of Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends. Now, that is the proper name of the game, though everyone I've ever met just calls it Rise of Legends, but this is of the Rise of Nations franchise, so to speak. I'm not too sure if you could even call it a franchise considering there's only been a few games for it, but it's definitely a respectable real-time strategy game all the same. If you've seen any of my Rise of Nations videos, this is going to be pretty quick to explain, but I'll explain it as if you haven't. The Rise of Nations gameplay goes through or not all, but most of the major ages of human evolution, from the Stone Age to the Technological Age and everything in between. You go through the Medieval Age, the Gunpowder Age, the Industrial Age, Information Age. You go through and you build up your technology as you progress through human evolution, through the age of everything from preservation of food to writing to computers. It's all in there. It's kind of like Civilization, but not a turn-based game. It's a real-time strategy, and from that idea they made Rise of Legends. Now, Rise of Legends keeps it all in the same age. This is like a steampunk RTS. But what this is really is when you go through the same kind of a structure, you don't go from one age to another age. You really just get better tools and equipment, better methods to do things, better vehicles, airships, that sort of a thing. So you're staying in the same genre and the same time frame. You're not going through evolution. You're just battling each other, kind of like a game of Command and Conquer or StarCraft. But it's still geared by the Rise of Nations idea. So what I wanted to present to you is this game pretty quickly here. Let's see here. Let's pick a simple map. We'll go up against a medium opponent, and we're just going to do a quick skirmish. This game does have a full campaign attached to it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I've played it myself a few times, and it's quite a lot of fun. The story's pretty good. I like it. It's better than most, that's for sure. Let's see. What's a good simple two-player map here? Let's see. Don't want to spend too much time just trying to figure this out. Sure. This will be an interesting way. So there's going to be some cities in between here and here, simple cutoff point here, and a much larger path over here. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of explaining. Let's put you to moderate. I like to play tougher. But for the first video, whenever I do one, I kind of like to keep it tutorial-ish, kind of see if you guys ever wanted to play this game yourselves. So we're going to take this a little slow. There are three races: the Alin, I can never pronounce this one right, I'll say Coatl, and the Vinci. Each of these have completely different the ways in which they go about the same task. Really, this is like any other real-time strategy game. We just want to kill our opponent. We want to expand, exploit the local resources, explore, and exterminate our enemy. Not necessarily in that order. For very simple sake, the Vinci are really steampunk. They use invention and industry. They're kind of modeled after Leonardo da Vinci, if you've ever seen any of his writings or his notebook, the way in which he had all of his diagrams and inventions. The Alin use magic as their sort of a go-to, and the Coatl use worship and advanced technology. They'll have far more intricate structures and units the way they do things. So we're going to play the Vinci. They're my favorite. We'll just go up some random moderate. I just want to give you a really good quick taste of the game, and then I'll do subsequent videos and they'll be a little more advanced on tactics and how to plays. So we start off with a city just like you would in Rise of Nations. From here we add on districts. I'm just going to go ahead and do a few things real quick, and I'll gladly explain later. What these districts do is they add on certain abilities to your main city. So you're not building, well, actually you are. I was going to say you are also building structures outside, but this is your main hub. So to expand the city, if you're familiar with Rise of Nations, you just build structures close to it. This builds structures directly attached to it. So for real simplicity's sake, we have a military district. It gives us a higher population cap, an industrial district, which gives us inventions or prototypes through the prototype factory, and the merchant district, which is what we've been building, which is giving us these little flying ships. These are caravans. Now, really quick, we have Timonium and wealth. Wealth is what's being generated by these merchants, or armed caravans, which I'm sending around. Timonium is mined right out of the ground as such. Both resources are used throughout the game with different effect, different reasons, that sort of a thing. So it's important to have a good amount of both on hand. Looks like the blue is already making a move, so we have to be careful with that. So, if you're familiar, like I said, with the Rise of Nations mechanic, these numbers up top should look familiar. It's how much of the resource you're getting every 60 seconds, the amount of miners in this case with the cap, and then of course wealth per 60 seconds, the how many caravans you have, how many you're allowed, and then how many maximum trade routes are available. So we're looking pretty good with that. We have the maximum amount of trade routes. Now, over here we have these neutral sites. This one happens to be a trading post. What does this do for us? Hire mercenaries and adds wealth and energy. What we can do straight away, there are these sites and cities, so there's areas for expansion. We can attack them directly and capture them. Now, by doing that, all we have to do is really kill the occupants that are guarding it, and then attack the structure directly. However, another option that we have, which is very unique to this game, is we could actually purchase the site. So here I've clicked on this enough. We have more than enough wealth. We need 22. We have 185. I'm going to click the button. We get the structure completely undamaged, fully in our use and possession, and we get whoever was garrisoning the structure. Very handy, very different approach than literally capture or attack or destroy everything. We're a little low on our population cap, so we are going to build a military district. Now, what have we covered? We covered resources. Let's move on a bit here. In the upper right, we have dominances. These dominances are acquired by achieving certain goals. They also provide certain abilities. For example, resource dominance. When we have 750 total resources, we'll gain access to the dominance, which allows us to heal our troops with emergency supplies. So what we're going to do here, we're going to sign a truce with the city. Oh, we can't buy it after we sign a truce. Okay, we've got a bunch of wealth. Let's look around and see what other sites we can actually purchase. Sites under attack cannot be purchased. It's no longer under attack, but we're just going to attack it anyway. I was hoping we could purchase it diplomatically, but that's not going to happen. We need to start expanding pretty darn quick here. I find once in a while I get into a bit of a rut in between trying to be informative and teaching and then trying not to lose, because I'm trying to show a lot of good examples on how to play. So this is just the real start of it. We've done resources, dominances. We also have heroes up here. Each faction or race has 3 heroes. We can't summon heroes in non-friendly territory. Each one has different powers and abilities. I'll go through them very quickly. Giacomo is a good support character. The Doge is a very good assault offensive character. And Lenora is a good hit-run character. She comes in an airship. So each of these have certain abilities that can be expanded and that sort of thing, and I'll be more than happy to show you once we get that far. Can I purchase this? Yes, we can. Perfect. Starting to expand, have a new city, get some commercial districts. Okay, it's also time to build some additional structures like a barracks. So over here, we have the ability to build a couple support structures, the mines that we built earlier. Tash's activated Starbolt. Okay, that's their race's ability. And they're probably very easily going to overtake the rest of my forces. Excuse me. Okay, we have Giacomo here. Giacomo's a very good support character. He has the ability to heal his troops and also cause a bit of confusion with his Sonic Boom? Sonic Bolt? Sonic Burst. I was kind of close. What's this one going to cost? Way too much. Okay, Giacomo being a hero, he is very powerful, but we need to be careful. He can get outnumbered pretty darn quick, like he is right now. So we're going to bring him back. He took a little bit of fire. We're going to get some more troops. Yeah, truce. I thought I could finish that off. I couldn't. And I certainly can't buy it now. A few reinforcements. Going to turn around and continue the attack. Okay, let's do a quick check here. Make sure that everything we've got is maxed out. Okay, got a good army now. We're going to use our ability Inspired Augmentation. Gives healing and a bit of extra firepower. Our troops are able to attack faster. So hopefully we can finish these guys off before Giacomo is finished himself. Which does not seem to be the case, but since they are targeting him, I'm going to have him retreat. There, now we can outrange some guys. Okay, let's see here. Mine. This should look very familiar. This is research. When you play Rise of Nations, this is broken down for all of the ages of human evolution, and that's how it's all broken down. So each of the ages are broken down to these tiers, and in this case they took the same mechanic and worked with it. So different system, but it still looks really cool and functional. Okay. Now we're going to go back and attack that city. So let's see, research, built a research lab, let's get more of our... They were called civics in the other game. We're going to build a borehole. The Vinci have these research labs, they provide some research, and you can turn them into other things. I've selected a borehole for my first one. It sounds terrible. It produces extra timonium or wealth, depending on what mode you have it in. So let's see here. Get that done. For the prototype labs or industrial districts, they provide one prototype point that you can use and get extra upgrades. It's a good way to upgrade your troops, upgrade their combat effectiveness, have them behave differently, get different units. Let's purchase up the shrine, free troops. I always like purchasing the sites better than running them over. It's a little bit of a slower approach, but it's more guaranteed to succeed, considering you're just pretty much bribing the city populace with money. It allows you to really... There we go. Prepare. It allows you to ensure that your troops aren't dead, and you get more troops along the way, so it's really handy. So, districts are cheaper, we have much more room for monies, we're going to get that done. And the neat thing about the Vinci is they have this thing called a calculator. It allows you to convert timonium to wealth and wealth to timonium. So the great thing is if you're maxing out on a certain resource, you can still use it because you can trade it over to buy something else. Okay. Structures, research, prototypes, mini-map. If you've never played an RTS before, that's what that is. Okay, their Holy Ark is their supply wagon. Again, another reference to Rise of Nations, but he's in my territory, which is outlined by the red here. If you look at the minimap, there's red and blue. That's how it's broken down. So if he crosses into the red, he'll take attrition damage because he's in unfamiliar territory. Oops. Okay. This is a good spot for more military districts anyway. I've reached my population cap, so I need to build some of these. But this is good, considering when they're built, they're actually really large cannons. So they help defend the city, and I do get free militia whenever I build one. Okay, it's important that we help defend this site, considering it's mutually beneficial that they don't take this city, and I don't have nearly enough troops to take it myself. Okay, some extra troops. Very good. I'd really like to take this city if possible. Ooh, what's this? Way too expensive, that's what that is. $497, okay. That's what we're aiming for. Small city declare war on us. Okay, that can happen if you hang around in the area too long. Effectively, people don't like it when you hang around them for too long, especially when you're a military force, like we just exhibited, so that makes sense that that happened. I don't like it, but... Okay, we need barracks, we need another place to start deploying troops. And in a second here, we should start moving with these troops. Great. That's actually their hero. One of their heroes. So actually what we're gonna do... Industrial Devastation. It's our special ability. What happens is a little burrowing unit comes up and then starts digging up the ground under the enemy. Deals a little bit of damage and knocks them and disrupts. And here we're also going to complement this area with a turret. Okay, if they're going to push on the other side, we're going to push on this side. One of the real tactical intentions of pushing immediately once they're on the attack is as acting as a counterattack. We're hopefully trying to make them decide whether or not they want to continue with this offensive or retreat. If they retreat, then we're buying ourselves more time. If they don't retreat, considering we have a heavier force here, we'll be able to do a lot of real damage. Okay, let's get everyone together. Quick pick-me-up. Is that turret online? Almost. Okay, our clockwork men are going to buy us just enough time for that turret to come up, and we'll have a few more troops ready to go. We're kind of playing this a little light. I'm not pushing super hard on this, and we're trying to get the enemy to come to us. If they take the city, they take it. Not that big of a deal. We have a barracks right here. We'll be cranking out some troops. You guys are tenacious little buggers, ain't ya? Let's see here. Let's get some actual upgrades going on. We'll get a few industrial districts. Let's get another merchant district. Absolutely want to keep evolving our forces. Being stagnated in any level, in any game, is terrible. So we want to make... Oh gosh, get out of there. Buildings in a... Oh, they took the city. But we've got 2 turrets here, so again, not too worried about it. We're going to come back. Let's let the turrets catch up. Let's go ahead and repair our troops using our dominance. We had resource dominance because we had 750 total resources, I believe. Okay, if they're still pushing hard, it's our job to push hard as well. I always go for superior training, better attack and trample, always good. Looks like we defeated the sun god, or he fled. Let's see what else we got here. Monoculars, absolutely. Ranged attack, better line of sight. Now we're going to start messing with their economy. Okay, so we gave them enough of a reason to back off, and that's exactly what they did. 743, my goodness, that's expensive. One thing that I always recommend whenever you're playing a strategy game is mess up the other player's economy. You're not going to do a ton of damage on the battlefield, but the thing is, every second that they're not harvesting cash, you are harvesting cash. And that certainly puts you in a much better perspective. We're going to smash up this mine, and we're probably going to run away and let our troops heal. Because we paid for the Civic, that's what it was called in Rise of Nations, but we paid for the research to allow our troops to be healed on the battlefield as long as they're in our territory. So now we've got some new land. We're going to go ahead and fill this with a few military districts. Now, because the enemy took this first, it's in the image of their nation. If you take a look at ours, very industrial, very raw, very metal, machine-ish. You got the idea. fill this up. I'll keep going in a second. Just need to get a few important upgrades. Improve our mining capability. Okay. This is built in their image. So the problem is I can't build my unique district, which is the industrial district here, because it's already built in the other city's image. I think I'm making sense out of that. So each faction has their own unique district. And because of that, since this is their city originally, I can't take it back. Or I can't use it. Lots of good upgrades I'm hearing. Giacomo, let's get you leveled up a little bit. Leveling Giacomo is important. He gives us research points. He gives, let's see, clockwork units gain bonus health for each level, which is great stuff considering I've got a fair complement of clockworks here. Let's see, the green pluses, everyone's healing up nice. Okay, so we've gone through, let's see, resources, heroes, dominance, abilities. I think I didn't even go through, but each hero comes with some abilities. You can upgrade them through gold, and I think that's really about it. If you do actually play the campaign's really cool because it's kind of geared like Risk. You build units, or I mean, you play each mission as if like we're doing right now. Like this could be a mission. It isn't. But what you do is you actually resolve it on a large battlefield map like Risk. I'm trying to really explain it properly if you haven't. I mean, if you haven't played Risk. I don't know anyone who hasn't played Risk or at least heard of it. But Rise of Nations also had, I don't know if it was called a campaign mode, but it was a mode just like that. Each time you play a mission, you play a battle, that battle gives you certain resources, and you can spend those resources to get better units, better equipment, structures, that sort of a thing. So then you go on to the next battle with those new resources, and you play that out. Get new stuff, move on. Okay, we have a much better army now. We're gonna mess that guy up. Okay, well, while they're still messing on that side, we're gonna keep messing with this side. And again, their economy. Okay, keep moving. Training post captured. Excellent. Let's go ahead and pair you guys up. Okay, they're retreating. I did give an attack order, but we don't want them to follow through with that. And we just won tactical dominance. I think that's a ceasefire, or yes. No one can fight during a ceasefire. Cool, so if our cities are getting bombarded, that's going to be awesome. Well, not that our cities are getting bombarded. And bam, purchase a site, plenty of nice new units. This gives us a really good military advantage. And pretty soon I'm going to want to recruit a new hero. So, we're going to leave our city up here unguarded. And by unguarded, I mean not at all. While we take this fleet with Giacomo and some units, and we're going to move to the east, and we're also going to combine with these units from the north, and we're just going to snuff this guy out. I'm not too worried about attrition. Giacomo has healing. We also have some healing abilities of our own. Oh, look at that! Airport, barracks. It's not really called an airport. It's a temple, and it's a fane. Limit their ability to produce units. We're going to take out this temple, then we're going to move on to the units. And we are going to use industrial devastation. Now this temple's got to go. Okay, time to take out their sun god. One of the nice things I've always preferred about Rise of Legends as opposed to Rise of Nations is this game is a lot quicker. With Rise of I keep getting them mixed up. Shoot. With Rise of Nations, you can easily take down a 45-minute, 1-hour game. That's easily how long those can take, if not quite a bit longer. With this, we're probably going to sit at about 20 minutes here. Let's see, we have a ton of resources. Let's do some upgrades. Let's get some more research labs going on. Ooh, I wouldn't mind some fun things I've got planned here. Let's build one there. We're going to build a palace district here that's going to expand the abilities of our other districts. Can we purchase that? Heck yes! The shrine is awesome. It's like a big laser turret. Fires defensive bolts at enemies. Yeah, that's about how I explained it. Okay, let's get everyone together here. One big, happy, soon-to-be attacking the crap out of them family. Now, of course, we are playing against a medium opponent, but I at least wanted to show you guys how this all worked. Okay, get out of the sun. See, their specialty is the Holy District. Yeah, military, holy. So the two that are common between all the factions, I believe, are military and merchant. And then, you know, we have the industrial and they have the holy. So we've got some more research. Let's go ahead and spend that up. Now certainly own large majority of the map. We're going to move up and we're going to start to seal our enemy in. Get a couple of turrets. Really want to act as a deterrent that they won't be coming this way. Far more militia. Actually pretty sure we could deal quite a bit of damage just with what we've got. Let's use ingenious augmentation, heal up our troops. Resource dominance, a little more healing on top to boot. And now let's just get to it. Now to really seal the deal, we're going to get the Doge. Heavy offensive hero. Become very handy if we can't finish this off. Oh, and I didn't even introduce you to the bunker fort. This is something you can turn one of your research labs to. We just did. It's fully garrisonable. It produces these siege machines, and it's heavily armored. Did I mention it's heavily armored? It's very heavily armored. Makes a quick work of these guys, that's for sure. There's a lot of really great mechanics to this game. Not only is a lot of the tech tree customizable depending on how you want to go like this, or what researches you want to do, but another really cool thing is the diplomacy. Now, we're against... Oh, look at that. I'll just go through one thing real quick here. We are in a forced diplomacy situation. He's my enemy, I'm his enemy. Very simple. But if you're playing a free-for-all, you can trade resources in between, you can do alliances, treaties. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with a very large free-for-all and a lot of people. You can have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to go ahead and accept Tash's resignation. Let's go ahead and examine the map real quick, see how far we were. If they had nothing left, we were already more than a quarter in taking over their city. Not too bad. Again, this was a medium opponent. I just wanted to really show you guys how the game functions. 2 resources, used differently, different tech trees, different units, 3 factions that operate similarly but have completely different units, functions, that sort of thing. Really makes the game interesting. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for allowing me to show you Rise of Legends. Let's go ahead and check out the achievements. Of course, we won. Let's see. Yeah, against a medium opponent, not really too much to deal with. Reds all around. Alright guys, again, thanks for watching, and I'm going to catch you next time.